Hey, it's Drybear. Today I want to talk about 11 things that I wish I knew sooner before starting Starfield, because it would have made my starting experience infinitely better. But first, you should come hang out with me on my live stream. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/Drybear. If you do come hang out with me and the community, the next time you order for something for delivery, it's going to arrive much earlier than you expected. Now, the first tip I have for you is to press F and press it a lot. I didn't experience or figure this out as soon as I wish that I did. So when you're out here in the world and you have your weapons moving around or you're in certain areas, you can press F, which brings up your scanner. This is your overlaid HUD. This tells you information about your current quest. It tells you information about what you're scanning, but also gives you a lot of different access to new mechanics like spawning outposts, surveying the map, or seeing resources that are around. When you have the center of the screen hovered over a resource or an enemy, it'll tell you whether it's scanned. If it's blue, it hasn't been discovered yet. If it's green, you've already discovered it. You've already scanned it. It's 100% scanned. You can also use this to left click and it'll bring up your cutter to be able to just cut and farm, harvest resources while you have this up. You can also see if the biome you're in on a map is fully scanned and you might have to go to a different area. It'll highlight enemies and companions in blue. So if you're looking through an area of enemies, you want to see where they are, it'll highlight them in blue. You can also just close F at any time and it'll go back to whatever weapon you had equipped. So you can use the weapon you have in hand, press F, use the cutter and kind of scan, farm materials, things like that. See what is out there. It also shows markers on the map. So those all go away when you don't have your scanner up. But when you bring your hand scanner up, you can see markers, undiscovered areas, how far away they are. And it's infinitely useful. There's so many different ways that the hand scanner can help you a lot. But at first I kind of just wandered around and I was looking around using this way, trying to find markers, things like that. But using the scanner regularly really improves your experience. You also want to take advantage of the change for spacesuit versus ground surface suit as well. There's an option in the game that allows you to show or hide your suit depending on where you are. So if you click on your suit, if aesthetics matter to you, especially if you're in third person, in the inventory screen here on PC at least, down here there's a button that says show spacesuit in settlements. You can toggle this and it'll actually hide when you're on a surface world. It'll automatically hide your spacesuit so you don't have to unequip it when you land on a surface world or re-equip it when you go back into space. You can keep all your gear exactly as is and then just use this option to be able to hide it automatically when you land and explore and then go back into space, and then you don't have to worry about it. The tutorial actually teaches you to equip and unequip it. You don't have to do it. You can just hide it automatically. The next thing is that inventory is very limited in this game. You want a lot of loot. There's loot everywhere you look. On every planet, there's just loot everywhere. And I'm always over encumbered and overburdened with things that I like picking up because I'm a loot goblin and that's what I enjoy doing. So keep that in mind. And the next thing you want to learn about is being able to take advantage of all the extra storage that you have. First of all, you can press I to bring up inventory and your max carrying capacity is down in the bottom left. You can improve this with perks or with gear. If you open your perks with P on PC, you can actually go over to weight training. You can see I'm so much of a loot goblin, I've maxed this out completely, and this increases your overall carrying capacity. When you go over your carrying capacity, your oxygen consumption, which is essentially your stamina meter, gets consumed far more and it becomes a lot harder to move around in the world. So what I recommend doing is using your ship cargo. If you're on your starter ship, which is this is the starter frontier ship. If you go to the cockpit and go left here, you can go to the cargo hold and press R on PC to transfer. So you can go to your inventory, things that you have in your inventory, you can transfer over to the ship, and the ship itself has its own carrying capacity, and you can even buy or customize your ship to have a large carrying capacity to dump those out. So you have that there. But also keep in mind that any companion that you're carrying with you, no matter who it is, will have their own inventory as well. So you can open dialogue with them and say, let's trade gear. And then when you do that, you can actually see that they have their own carrying capacity and you can give them items as well to hold on to them so you don't go over your carrying limit. Next is to properly use their quick bind system. You can bring up the quick menu pressing Q on PC and allows you to bind weapons here. But the way they handle the keybinds for your gear is very weird. So let's demystify that for you. So you can actually favorite a weapon. When you go to a weapon in your inventory, you have down at the bottom here a button for favorite. It's default B as in boy on PC. But when you favorite a weapon, what that means is actually just assign it to a quick slot number. I don't know why they called it favorite. It's kind of strange, but you press this and you can assign it to a number on this quick meter. And once you have that set up, you can actually just in the overworld, press Q to click on it, or you can just press the number to swap to that weapon and then bring it out. And that way you can easily swap between your weapons without having to equip them. Again, the tutorial teaches you to just go into your inventory and manually equip them and then close your inventory. I don't know why it doesn't teach you about the quick menu, but it's there. You can quick bind your weapons to different keys and use them that way. Next is to take full advantage of the mission board. This is something that I wish I was doing right off the bat. As soon as you run into one of them, you can even put these in your own outposts if you want, but these are awesome. You can find these on most encampments and on major worlds, and they'll have different missions depending on where you are. And you want to jump these, and you can have all of them if you want. You can have multiple on one mission board. You don't have to only select one. They have credit rewards, they have bonuses that you can click, but you can go to different mission boards in different areas and just accept these missions. You can abandon them later if you don't want to do them, but most of them are kind of where you're going anyway, and you can do them very easily. Sometimes you have to go kill a bandit lord, or sometimes you have to go scan a planet. For the most part, they're very easy to do, and it's a very easy way to get a lot of extra credits while you're going around. So take full advantage of these mission boards, either by grabbing them as soon as you see them in major cities or major encampments that you come across, or make your own outposts and put them in them. Next is to fully explore points of interest. This is something I didn't start doing in the beginning that I wish I had been doing all from the start in the beginning as well. So when you're out in the world, we already talked about pressing F to scan. When you bring up the scanner, it'll bring up markers on the map and you can see resources and things like that. But if you look around, you'll actually find these POIs, these points of interest on the map. And each one of them has a good amount of loot at them, or some discovery or survey opportunity, or a way to get badges for the planet as well. So if you open your surface map, you'll be able to see these as well. So if you look at the surface map, you'll see them all over. These will just say unknown, and some of these will pop up later as you explore the map, but you do want to go to these and complete them. There's definitely a feeling of some emptiness in between the POIs, but the POIs are definitely worth visiting. I found legendary gear, tons and tons of credits. I found quest opportunities, scan opportunities, and lots of experience at these. So you want to kind of just make your way towards them, complete them, and then you can fast travel as long as you're not encumbered back to another area that you've been to. And it makes the game a lot more interesting and gives you a lot of extra XP and valuables. The next tip is to grab perks early before you need them, because you will need to level them up. This is a Bethesda constant. They always do this in their games, but it's here and it's no different. So when you pick up a perk, you'll actually have the ability to advance that perk to higher levels to make it better and better. However, to do this, you need to actually do what the perk is giving you in order to unlock the next rank. So for example, if I want to hack my way into things, I unlock security, which gives me lock picking, which I recommend for everyone to get. There's a lot of places that you can get some good loot just by picking locks into it. Even areas that aren't even criminal activity, just having this is nice. But you can see that I have rank 1 now, and I want to do rank 2, rank 3, rank 4 for higher level and difficulty unlocks. However, in order to go from rank 1 to rank 2, I have to complete the previous rank challenge to unlock this rank. And since it's a lock picking perk, I have to pick 5 locks in order to unlock the next rank of this. You have to do the challenge that it tells you to do. So one thing I wish I knew sooner was to grab these perks before I needed them. Like, think out further into the future and grab them when I need them, or before I need them, so that I can go in the process of actually finishing their challenges before I need to start getting that rank up done, right? So if I grab the surveying perk, I want to grab it before I go scan a planet so that I can get the challenge done so I can rank it up and get higher levels of surveying. If I want to do laser weapons challenge, pick this up before you're about to use laser weapons in a combat encounter, because the challenge is to kill enemies with an energy weapon. So if you know you're about to do something, grab the perk that's associated with it so you can finish the challenge ahead of time. And then if you want to rank it up, you absolutely can. The next tip is to make outposts. They are incredibly powerful and very easy to utilize. You can make these on any landable surface, an area that you can explore yourself. You can land and make an outpost. You do this by pressing F to bring up your hand scanner, and then by pressing R on PC to start making an outpost. And this will bring up the build menu that allows you to craft your own bonuses and effects. And in the top right corner, you can use the keybinds to swap between building types and effects, bonuses, things that you need. You can even get turrets, defense systems, but most importantly, you can get crafting benches. You can put these benches down. This allows you to turn raw materials into craftable materials, things that can really help you out. You can do cooking stations, research labs, spacesuits, vents. You can even have a full base here that does tons of stuff for you that's very, very useful. You will need to power it, so get some kind of power opportunities or options that can, based on the planet, if it has a lot of sun, you can use a solar array. If it has a lot of wind, you can use a wind turbine. But even better than that is you can actually have storage and extractors. Extractors are primarily to pull the resource out of the planet that exists there in that area. So for example, you bring up your scanner. Anytime you get these big areas, you see how this line here is going from the normal soil, red, to this light blue. There's beryllium in the soil here. And if I get a beryllium extractor inside of an outpost, it'll be able to extract beryllium automatically over time. And you can even build storage for that to extract, go to storage, and then you can create these kind of transfer, like cargo outposts and these transfer machines. This will transfer it from the outpost to your ship cargo automatically or back and forth. And these here, when you make these, you can actually have it send from planet to planet. So you can actually just say, hey, I want to send all the materials that this planet has to another planet. So when you make these control consoles for these, you can select, hey, go to this planet. I want to grab this resource and send it here. And you can freely send it from planet to planet, from outpost to outpost, which makes these incredibly, incredibly useful. You'll find borders for your outposts on the range that they reach. So if you walk over to the edge of the outpost, you'll see that there is a builder option for that. So you can kind of create this. You see how there's the yellow line out there to show the range of certain things and whether or not the outpost is there. And then you can just go through and create these. But there's very powerful structures and bonuses you can get in these outposts. They're very easy to make. They just require raw materials most of the time. Put them up, use them, connect them together, send resources, farm resources. You can make credits. You can finish quests. There's so many different ways you can use outposts. You can increase the range of your hand scanner by adding scanners on that planet, increasing your speed at which you survey. All of it is really good. Don't sleep on outposts. They're incredibly powerful. The next tip is that you can actually land on most places on a planet that you can see. So if you're on the surface map and you press tab on PC, you can zoom out to the surface, the planet map itself. You can actually scan this and have it show resources, and you can see where the resources are. You can see there's uranium here. You can look for water. You can find argon, and it tells you where things are. But there's different biomes for the planet itself. So if I hide the resources, you can see the biomes. And when I click to find a landing location, it'll tell you what biome it's in. So in the bottom right, this is the frozen volcanic biome. I can click on this new area here. This is the coniferous forest biome. I can click into the ocean. I can find the swamp biome, and each of these can be a viable landing location. And I see a lot of people, myself included, when you first start Starfield, you think that the only landing locations are these outposts that they mark on the planet, and that's just not true. You can click on different biomes and say, hey, I want to land in the swamp. You can hold X to travel there and go straight there. What's great about this is if you're trying to complete a survey for a planet and you don't know where the things you're missing are, go to this view, go to the planet view itself and click through the biomes. You can see in the bottom right, I have surveyed 100% of the frozen volcanic biome. I have surveyed 100% of the swamp biome. I have surveyed the coniferous forest biome, the frozen volcanic biome. You can actually go around and see, wait a minute, there's one biome that I have no percentage on. I haven't figured it all out. That's the biome you want to land on. So if you're trying to complete a survey and it feels like it's taking forever, you might just need to go to a different biome, and you need to go to space and then back down to do that. You can't connect these biomes. It's not like you can start here and run across the entire planet, unfortunately, but you can go back to space and land in a new area on the planet and keep exploring. Then use this biome marker to track the progress of the map. Use show resources if there's a specific resource you're looking for. find out where it is on the map, on the planet itself, choose a landing location and land there so you can go farm it. The last thing I'll leave you with is to use your ship as often as humanly possible. Your ship is your powerhouse. It makes everything easier. Don't have extended explorations on planets without frequently returning to your ship. Especially if you're not encumbered, you can just fast travel to your ship and use it. Some of the features that are awesome, we've already talked about the cargo. You can add and store things on your ship. Also, if you're going to resources, by the way, you can go to your inventory, go to resources, and there's a button to store all resources. So all the resources you have on you are things you can use for crafting. Press T on PC to send all the resources onto the cargo you're looking at, including companions, and you can have all that stored up in there, and you can look through it as well. But you can have a lot of storage on your ship and take advantage of that so you're not encumbered when you're running around. The other thing is you can use the navigation to move around in the different areas. You can use the research station to get new upgrades for your character that can go side and side, like hand in hand with your perks. And the biggest thing that you want to take advantage of is going to be resting. Go to the bed and click sleep and set a time for you to sleep. This allows you to do several things that are very crucial for this game. The first one is when you sleep even just an hour, it should refill your HP fully. So if you just finished a quest and you're at like 2 health and you're about to die and you're done, there's no more enemies, rather than going in and spending all your healing materials to get yourself back up, fast travel back to your ship, go to the bed and take a nap to reset your HP and save yourself the first aid materials that you have for later on in an encounter. Additionally, after enough time has passed in the world, vendors that you're going to will refill how many credits they have available. So if you've sold everything to a vendor and they have no money left for you to take from them by selling things, go and sleep long enough and go back and you can keep selling things, because when a new day starts, they'll be able to get new credits and you can start using those as well. It also allows you to skip over conditions on the planet. The most obvious is day and nighttime. If you want it to be day or night, use the bed to change the time of day for that. But also if there's certain conditions like a sandstorm, some radiation that's coming down from above, solar radiation, if there's a freezing rainstorm that's kind of annoying, you may want to just jump in your ship and pass time until it's gone so that you can more easily jump out and explore or do combat if that storm is no longer in your way because you just slept right through it. And that's what I got for you today. Some tips that I wish I knew sooner that are spoiler free for the game itself, but should hopefully make your starting experience in Starfield a lot more enjoyable. If you found value in the video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and I'll see you on my live stream. If you enjoyed yourself today, leave a like down below. You can support me and my work on Patreon and view Patreon exclusive content, link in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.